hop on. Yep, good girl. Let me get into position here. Alright. Damn, where do I begin? God, where do I start? So, I'm going based off a little thing. Every time I speak on one, I'm gonna, random another. So this time around, I random a number and I got option 12. I went through ChatGPT and all that. But, yeah. So, option 12 is choosing toys and enrichment that your dog would probably like. Um, it kind of just depends on the dog. Some dogs are one way, some dogs are another. I think a really good way to actually go about this would be more of like what your dog likes. So, let's say your dog's a big chewer. Like, you came home one day and chewed through everything. Maybe even tried to chew through the crate. A bone might be a good choice if you're willing to put out some money. An antler, half antler if it's a puppy, or even an adult dog. I find it can be pretty hard on teeth since they don't got the bite strength of a wolf. So they're not exactly going to be getting through an antler's bone. But, but a half antler, my dog as a puppy loved it. It does not do shit to their teeth that it wouldn't do with any other chew. A big thing to note, the way you actually decide what your dog likes is experimentation. You can get an idea with their breed. So a bully might be more apt to chew or tear. A terrier might be more apt to tear. A dachshund will be more apt to tear. A pug might be more apt to maybe just sit at home or chew a little bit or chew on a soft toy. It definitely does depend on the breed, on what they will actually do. Their temperament is a big play into this. So, a dog that's temperament is based around biting and chewing, you're gonna have to give them a chew. No choice in it. They will chew because that biting instinct will get relieved almost constantly, like a cat scratching. This is why you often see Malinois with broken teeth or German Shepherds with broken teeth. Doesn't hurt them very much, if any. Doesn't affect their anything, but they still get it. It can't be comfortable, but after a while, it does just fine. My dog has chipped or quote-unquote broken teeth. I haven't got them fixed because that's expensive as fuck. Never affected her. Not one bit, not even an infection. Good thing to note is I actually took everything away from her. She still broke it. No signs of chewing pretty much anywhere. She just did. So, it's inevitable for some dogs. So, the best way to avoid that would be softer chews, but that might not even be possible. Unsafe things, raw hide. It is nothing but bleach and chemicals. It is undigestible. It is known to cause blockages. The thing with a chew is a dog's gonna eat it. No matter what you do, the dog will eat it. Because when they're chewing like that, it's eating to them. Because in their brain, they're chewing on a raw bone. No matter what you give them, they think they're chewing on a type of raw bone. So the best chew you could give a dog that is actually beneficial for their teeth too, a smoked bone. Just nothing but a bone that's been smoked. It does not compromise the bone at all, and it's just fine. a good thing to note. If your dog has not been taught how to chew, a softer bone that is very edible and safe for a dog to eat and is very soft but just chewy is a better option than one of these bones. Because if your dog has not been taught to chew, it is not learned. It is from a puppy, them eating it constantly, almost every single day, they learn how to chew. If your dog is not given some kind of chew, something they have to chew in order to eat, some kind of raw meat, something that they can't just swallow, like with kibble, a couple bites and swallow, they're not gonna chew if they don't get that. So if you have a lab or any dog that's food motivated or not, don't be giving them just bones outright unless you have given them these bones from puppyhood. It's going to be really hard to teach an adult dog to chew, because by that time, that's really when these instincts to guard their food kick in. To avoid is rawhide and nylon. Nylon, way too tough on teeth. Known dogs to break it. Plus, they can't eat it. And rawhide is outright unedible. A chew is something a dog will eventually consume, not something that they're going to spit out. So imagine you're giving your dog these nylon or rawhide bones, and you're asking for your dog to eat them when you say chew on your bone. And neither of these items are made with the idea that the dog will eat them. They're made with the idea that the dog will chew them. The dog doesn't know the difference. Now, some good options are frozen fish. It's a good chew. Frozen chicken feet with the nails clipped off, like completely, like remove the nail. It's a good option. Like I said, smoked bone, good option. You could do raw turkey neck, or chicken neck, or just raw bird neck in general. Raw duck neck even. You could do, let's see here, antler, like I said before, or you could even do a hoof. I've seen some of those. Might not be the best option. I've never given my dog anything like that, because I've been suspicious of it's a pretty small thing to put it in, and you're putting peanut butter and stuff in it. It would be a good option, but the fact that it's a hoof might be a little bit too tough, with the outside of an antler. It may be good for a huge fucking dog, Great Dane or Irish Wolfhound, where those dogs have a really big mouth, really strong mouth. They might be able to actually get through it. But most dogs that you're gonna have aren't gonna be those dogs. You might find your dog prefers softer toys or tearing toys. They might prefer fetch, like a game of fetch with a ball, or they might prefer a game of fetch with a frisbee. Whether or not they like that or not is another thing. The way you can actually tell your dog likes something is how obsessed they are with it. Not the best, but if they're more obsessed with it, they like it more. Simply put, most dogs like a ball. Some dogs like a frisbee. You're never gonna not get an obsession with your dog. There's gonna be something that they like. Just like that video of a coyote that's obsessed with the soft stuffed animal toys. They like to play. All animals like to play. And all animals will have at least one obsession. Give or take. Maybe for one it's a TV, maybe for another it's a ball or a frisbee, or maybe it's a tug rope. I know that was at one point a real big hit in the dog park. Essentially a tug rope I brought instantly was a favorite among a couple dogs, an Irish Wolfhound and a German short hair pointer. Always played rough. Moment I put that down, they found it. Both were tugging at it, wagging their tails, having a blast. No aggression or anything either. So, yeah, tug is a game that dogs play a lot. A dog that is a heavily resource guarding dog will not play tug. A dog that's made for guarding might play tug, but might be more into just biting the ball. My dog is a representation of that. She's not into tug. She is into biting the ball. Will she bite? No. She'll nip. She'll mouth. Has she ever actually bitten down? Harder than, a little bit? No. The closest she got to biting me was scratching my nail with her hind molar, like the far back molars. Because she was chewing on her toy, missed the toy, and got my hand. Got corrected for it. Put her on her side, told her no. She, of course, did the dog thing, wail-eyed, licked her lips, oh, shit, I'm sorry. I actually am absolutely sure she connected it because I did it within a couple seconds of feeling pain. In fact, I think I did it the moment I felt the pain. So, just generally avoid anything that has stuff in it that is toxic to dogs. Mustard. Anything with mustard in it is a no-no. Anything with avocado in it, or onion, or garlic, all no-nos. No. No treat, no chew, no toy, no nothing with that in it. Now, there is actually dog treats and stuff that are like a stick, the kind of thing that you would put in a toy and give to your dog, that aren't good. They have mustard in them. Mustard is not good for dogs. And it not just not good, toxic. Dogs cannot have mustard. It hurts them. So if you ever wonder why your dog that eats table scraps has constant, diarrhea, or is having issues, or maybe is getting sick a lot, check what you're feeding them. Check it. Because that chew you're giving them, or that table scrap you're giving them, or whatever you're making, might have something toxic in it. Back to toys again. They might like something with bells. I know that actually freaked my dog out a little bit, which I was like, get over it, because she was kind of having a blast trying to figure it out. Every time it would make a noise, she would back off, but then she would try and make a noise with it again. I had a blast with it. And that was just a bell in it. Something that squeaks a lot might make one dog happy and another dog not. A toy that's made to make noise when they shake it might be another good option. It's very much so appealing to their instincts more. So if you notice, like, say you take your dog out to a field, most ideal situation to figure out what a dog likes to do. Take your dog out to a field. And what do they do first? Do they run around? They like running. Do they lay down, wait for a command? Okay, so they don't like running. They're waiting for something, though. Then do a few tests. Give them a chew, throw a ball, throw a frisbee, throw different objects. Give them maybe a spiked ball and a round ball. Or maybe a spiked bone-shaped toy that squeaks, or a bell toy. And just see what their response is. Maybe give them a stuffed animal, or a hard toy. Maybe something they can tear up, like paper, or, I don't know, a fabric that they can tear up. Maybe a huge ball and a little ball, a throw ball, find it stuffed toy with little toys inside of it. Just see what they go to first, and make sure that it's not all at once. It's not a good thing. That'll just overwhelm them. But yeah, just see, what they like. my dog, who is clearly a German Shepherd, she prefers soft toys. She will chew on hard toys, but not for very long. She also likes toys with various textures, likes all textures, but particularly soft toy textures like a crinkle or noise. She likes to chew up hard toys. She likes to tear things, like tear open, Christmas presents or birthday present and stuff like that. So I'll let her do that on those occasions. She knows not to tear her toys up. The way you do that is when they're tearing apart their toy, you stop them and tell them no and remove it. And then after 5-10 seconds, you give it back to them. And you keep doing that every time you see it. You tell them no, you don't tear your toy up. And eventually they'll figure out that they're supposed to gently chew on the toy, not tear it up. Later on, when they're 2-3 years old, you can try and teach them you can tear this toy up that looks completely different. Key thing, it has to look different from the other toys that they were told not to tear up. And it has to feel different too. So, there's that. Hey, quit licking the blanket. But yeah, a lot of it is just experimentation. What a good thing you don't want to do is take and just continuously buy your dog toys. You don't need 100-200 toys for your dog. That no longer is an enrichment issue. It's no longer boredom. It's something else. Whether or not that's separation anxiety or, you name it. It simply is not boredom by toys. If you have 100-200 toys, remove all of them. Just remove all of them and go take your dog to a store. If it's React or whatever, don't matter. Just go to a store and buy a few different toys, or if you can, most preferably go into the store and take a few toys and put them down. First toy your dog goes to, pick that one. Let your dog go pick another toy and pick that one. And then go home. And simply put, that's all you need. You need a chew and a toy that's soft or throwable or both. That's it. So, like a Kong ball or Kong wobble and a stuffed animal toy or a throw ball. That's it. That's all they need. But when it comes to more toys, it gives them more option. So once you figure that out, I'd say stop at 15-20 toys. And don't let more... Quit that. I don't want to hear it. She was scratching herself, which she's been having an issue with her ear. We have stuff for it. Do not worry. Actually, she is supposed to be wearing a cone, but I figured I'd give her some relief and let her be naked in here. However, back to the thing. Yeah, so don't let it get past 15-20. At that point, start selling or throwing away the toys. It's not worth keeping more than that. Your dog probably won't even understand that it lost 200 toys. It also will save you space, money, time, fire even. Also stops if you have a rat or mice infestation that's going on. They'll often take and use stuffing from that kind of stuff. they can get into it. And if it's like in a closet or a bin or something just rotting away, it could also maybe grow mold if your dog slobbered in it. So wash your toys too. But yeah, a lot of picking out a toy for your dog is experimentation. If you don't want to buy a whole bunch of toys, a chew, like a bone or something like that, maybe even an antler falls under the category of a bone, but an antler, that's the most ideal. Half antler. A soft toy, a textured soft toy, a ball with spikes, and a smooth ball. If you want to just cut it all and then just see what toy they like the most. What toy do you often see them with? What toys do they seem to like? And there you go. You'll know what toy they like. And all of those you can play pretty much any game with. And if they like none of those, you can throw in a rope toy or even a throw ball or a frisbee. And that's just generally what it goes for. If you really want to put out some money and get a whole bunch of toys, you could add, antler, soft toy with texture, spiked or textured ball, smooth ball, rope, and frisbee. And just see which one your dog likes. I can guarantee you they'll either like all of them equally or prefer a couple of them more than the others. I know my dog in particular, she really likes her textured toy, her bones, and her soft toys that squeak. Those are the three that she is primarily using. She does not necessarily like her textured balls and toys like that, but she does like to play fetch. So I do have a tug ball that she really does like as well. But it is like a soft foam, so it kind of falls under the category of a chew/soft toy. It's like a soft chew, but she's never torn into it or anything. Ultra Tug, that's I believe what it goes by. You can find it on Chewy, I believe. But it's the Fetch brand, Fetch It Ultra Tug toy. Basically, it's a orange ball with a blue hoop on the other side that you can put your hand through. It helps the dog find it if you really want to know. Dogs cannot see red, orange, yellow on, grass. Yellow, they can see a little bit more, but they can't really see it on grass because grass is like a brown, yellow, or orange color to them. Not even orange, like a brown or yellow. So keep that in mind. If your dog is having trouble finding a ball, it could just be yellow or red. They don't see red and they don't see green. Greens and stuff to them look yellow. Reds also look yellow. Greens might have more of a blue tint, but for example, grass, yellow. Tree, yellow. So when you're picking a toy, avoid red and green. Anything red and green for you is unnoticeable to a dog. Don't pick red and green toys. Not only can't they see them, the color is all for you because they don't see that color. It looks no different from the greenery outside, and that's probably what they think it is. Because if you think about it, dog's gonna associate that color with grass and trees and foliage because that's the color that they see when they see red or green, because it's very close to yellow, and most of the time that's just they see all yellow when it comes to that, yellows and shades. So yeah, avoid red and green toys because they can't see them. The color is all for you. Now if it's a bright neon yellow toy or a blue colored toy, they can see that. They can also see gray toys and stuff like that. By all means, you can even get a toy that has a mix of that so that it's a little bit more enriching to them because they still can see different shades of the other colors Just all different shades of yellow or blue, much like someone with red-green color blindness. So if you have red-green color blindness and you think a particular dog toy looks really cool, chances are your dog is gonna like that more because it'll look more interesting to them. It'll appeal to their sight. Anyway, as to finish up the last part of my spay journey series, her behavior actually got better. A portion of her reactivity was related to territorialness, which I found out through the spay. And I was gonna spay her anyway. She doesn't need to have puppies. She has genetic issues that may bring itself up in puppies. That is pretty damn serious if she were to ever be accidentally bred. Not something I want happening, or wanted happening, ever. She is not a breeder, period. So I got her spayed. But yeah, the first thing that changed was territorialness. Not as territorial, if at all. She never really was terribly, but I would imagine her reactivity being lessened by territorialness is because since puppyhood she was being chased. Hell, sometimes she still is. Nothing I can do about it. It only recently has stopped, for the most part. But yeah, she's been chased by dogs, and I'd be territorial too if every time I took a piss I had a dog running at me. You may see videos on the channel right now that are like proof in case, where it's just me recording me going out and taking her potty just because I felt that I could have potentially had a run-in, since the person has put their dog on a leash. I have had a run-in with their dog while on a leash. I will note, the dog is legitimately aggressive. Like, it should have been on a leash beforehand, which is, big reason she was ever reactive. The first thing the dog did as I was trying to pass, because he kind of went in my way when I was walking, and because he had walked across the parking lot, stopped because he had saw me walk across the parking lot, stopped, and then went into the middle of the parking lot where I was walking towards, played with his dog, waited for a few minutes, tried to go around him. The first thing his dog did, he had no control over it aside from physical, and the first thing his dog did, ears forward, eyes locked, head down, pulling to the end of the leash, tail up, body stiff. The dog wanted to kill my dog. My dog continued walking. His dog, at the end of the leash. Yeah, no, the dogs don't like each other. Never have. Nor does she like the other dog. Probably shouldn't have said that. I'll blur that out. Not blur. I'll censor that. But yeah, the mother of that dog doesn't like that dog either. I would like to put out a note. If you ever have a dog, first impressions matter with a reactive dog. No matter how trained your reactive dog becomes, if the other dog has a negative first impression on your dog will act accordingly. Because reactivity, once it's turned into confidence, turns more into, I will fuck you up if you wrong me, than it does, I will be passive and let you fuck me in the ass because I am scared. No, they will not tolerate rude behavior from another dog. They may tolerate in some cases if they particularly like another dog. I know that my dog there's an older dog in the neighborhood that she's friends with. Don't know why she likes him so much, But that dog can beat the crap out of her. She'll still come running to him. Still be happy as ever. Still enjoy his presence. She'll even pull to him to greet. Now, albeit poorly, he don't care. As long as she's not greeting him rudely. Pulling to another dog is, like him, is completely fine in my book, since he and her know each other. Little check-in and they are just fine. He does get possessive, apparently. I don't know possessive over what. I think she just does certain things that piss him off, and so he pins her down with a pretty hard bite around the base of the neck. Not to damage or anything, just a nice hard bite. But yeah, it actually has never gone through skin. It's just a firm bite. But it's essentially just a correction bite. But yeah, a lot of her behavior around instinctual and hormonal based changed. Now, I hate to tell you guys out there that think that spaying or neutering your dog will fix the reactivity or lessen the reactivity. It won't. It did not lessen it past the territorial aspect, and in fact, she is still territorial. Is she reactively territorial? No, not outside, not if I tell her not to. Will she be reactive at her home, territorial wise? Yes. You will not remove that from a dog. That is base instinct. But outside of your home, you will stop the territorialness there. They will learn better and faster with a spay or neuter that they cannot be as territorial in a new place. But yeah, so fixes territorialness, hormonalness, stuff like that. Stuff that is happening internally, it fixes. Does not fix the actual behavior. Will not fix the actual behavior. Will help the actual behavior if it relates to it whatsoever. And it may take a little bit longer after for us. Took until she was about 2 years old. A little over, a few months over 2 years old. As she chills. As a puppy, she would not do this. So, those of you out there, don't give up. Don't stop your training. Keep training. 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. Every single day. Minimum of 5 minutes. Take breaks some days if you want. I would say if you want to take breaks and stuff, do 3 days, 5 minutes. But if you want to make it work, 5 minutes every single day, unless it's a puppy, then you go, not as much. You can do 5-10 minutes with the puppy every other day or so, and slowly increase it. The whole thing is, you can go as long as that puppy wants to go. Once that puppy starts disengaging, you give them something simple and end it, and take a break the next day, and let them be a puppy. You do not need, I'm just going to put it out there, anyone who thinks you need to put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 hours of endless training into a dog. Batshit crazy. That is how you ruin a dog, because they need downtime. Not only does that not help them, but it does not work either, because half of that the hours of training, active hours of training, could look like you just chilling with the dog, and the dog not doing anything bad. That can be training. And the dog getting rewarded after a few hours, like, oh yeah, there you go. There's some treats. Perfectly fine. Active training only needs 1 or 2 hours minimum for an already adult dog. A 2-year-old dog. 1-year-old dog, 1 hour max. 2-year-old dog, 2 hour max. Unless they are working. Working is different from training. Working is less rewarded. You can go a little bit longer, 3, 4, 5 hours. Maybe even 8 if it's, like a service dog or stuff like that. 8 to 10 hours. Hell, maybe even almost 24/7 for a service dog, because their work might be less demanding. It all depends on the dog, but active training does not go over 2 hours. Period. Because after that 2-hour mark, they just get tired of active training. That is like active heel, active lay down, active stay, constantly. You'd be mentally drained if you were told to do, hard math, like really complex math for 2 hours straight when you didn't do math like that before. Or even better, if you're told to constantly just continuously lift a 100-pound, bar, and you can't drop that bar for 2 hours. That is what it's like to a dog. Don't you be licking. So, hi. Stay. You wanna say something? Hey, you wanna say something? No, you stay. You stay. Oh, this is the angry face. Wanna say something? No. Say something. Talk. You wanna talk? Wanna talk? Yeah? Yeah? Is that all you have to talk about? You gonna go? Go on. Thank you. And that ends for now. Dog had to say on something. Bye.